Hi, everyone. This is T B Wright with James LaFond in the winter lockdown of, the week of, there you go.
Case we get hungry.
Yeah, that's right. We're out in the woods. We're out in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, surrounded by snow. Somehow, author Paul Bigham, well, I shouldn't have been surprised. I mean, he's basically an Ozarkian special forces. He somehow got here and made the Hobo transfer. So we're very delighted to have Mr. LaFond present to share with us some ideas on all things writing, all things combat, be it stick fighting, American history, ancient history, a menagerie, a miscellany of things. So with that, really, I wanted to talk about your manuscript MRE, which I did read, and I have in fact edited. Try to keep. I did offer some creative license in some areas, but I really left it intact, more just grammaticals. But James has graciously asked that I publish that. Working out some of the business piece of that, as I presently don't have much of a presence online aside from my games. But anyways, so I really liked MRE. There's a number of areas I've taken notes on, thematically, trying to understand some of your philosophies. And so with this series of videos, I'd like to just kind of pick your brain. But first and foremost, I'd like to just ask you, what prompted you to write MRE, and how does it connect to its predecessor, Humanitarian Daily Ration?
Well, Humanitarian Daily Ration was written for Matt. Matt gave me a Humanitarian Daily Ration. He's a survivalist. He's got he could keep a platoon of men alive for a couple of months out of what he's got stored up. And he said, I'd like you to try this and see what you think. And I was very sick and in a lot of pain at the time. And I kind of enjoyed knowing on that Humanitarian Daily Ration. He explained how the whole thing worked, even how they changed the color so it wouldn't get people blown up by munitions that were dropped in the same areas. And I wrote the novel Humanitarian Daily Ration about the last HDRs being put out, and my niece published that. I've since loaded her with 5 other books. So the last time I was at Matt's, he said, I liked Humanitarian Daily Ration. He said, have you had one of these? And he gave me a couple of MREs, and I ate the MREs on the way. I wrote most of the novel when I was with him. No, I wrote the first third. The second third I wrote when I was in San Jose alone with my MREs in a hotel room. And I finished it, I think, in San Jose again when I was alone in that hotel room. And during this period, I met you. I was training with Sean Glass. I was like, okay, I can write this. This is easy. We're going to have goons drop down on Pyrion to just scout it out. Because the guys that are hiding out on Mars...
Pyrion is a fallowed Earth, by the way. This is Earth after everyone had jettisoned up into Mars and other worlds.
Important people.
Right, and there were still some marooned, and this is Pyrion.
The pros were left behind.
Right. So this is another story set on the fallowed Earth. This is, a year beyond HDR?
Yeah, so it would be the comet's about ready to hit, and these guys on Mars are sick of Mars. They're already itching to get back, so they're going to send an advance team, and they hope most of them get killed because they don't like these guys. And I just needed characters, and the hard part is making up the characters. So I said, Sean, could you be an action hero? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I said, well, it's going to be you and Drexler. And then the rest of the guys are going to be clones of 1960s and 1970s action hero actors.
Yeah.
And they're just going to have the memories of their roles. And we'll have some NFL greats from the 70s in there.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I got the characters. I can remember some of the things that Charles Bronson said in his movies.
There's some funny stuff, yeah. The Charlton Heston stuff was really hilarious, pretty funny, where, I couldn't help myself. One of the few embellishments that I made in your manuscript, I had to add damn dirty apes in there. So I did. I am sorry. I had to.
Could you have him pointing at John Saxon with his hairy back and his gladiator outfit?
Yeah, I might have to reposition it. Yeah. But really, it was great stuff. And we'll get further into this, but I think this is a great little introduction to MRE. Did you enjoy writing it?
Oh yeah, it was fun because it was almost all action,
Yeah.
and the dialogue.
It's
was,
not too heady. You're not really getting into, although we're going to get into the Christian undercurrent of this, which I think for me, that was really, I think you did it right.
That probably deserves to be its own video.
Yeah.
But I think the dialogue was only what was necessary to support the action. These are all action movie figures.
Yeah.
And they're trying to survive in a dangerous environment. And I tried to pick things that I could recall being said.
Right.
In some of my favorite movies that starred these guys.
Yeah.
I should have put Steve McQueen in there, but in a way he's so cool, he kind of deserves his own. His clone deserves his Hobo.
Well, maybe that's an excuse for a third entry in the series. We'll see. As some play on rations, there'll have to be yet a third derivative of that, like emergency food storage vessels.
We gotta find out what kind of slop they're feeding the astronauts right now.
You're right. Yeah. There you go. Freeze dried emergency. I don't know. Well, this has been fun.